So today's video is going to be a bit strange because I actually don't know what's going to be happening. I just got a call off the guys at Slideways asking if I could bring them over some interior. So I've just put the seats in and the sort of fascias off the dash, and we're just heading over. So we'll drop them off and we'll see what's happening. I'm actually overly excited because if they're asking for the interior, then they must want to bleed the clutch properly and the brakes, and it means that we're kind of getting towards the end. A lot of the parts have been ordered or have been made, and it's just a case now of waiting for them to come back, as far as I'm aware. So yeah, we'll see what the outcome is. I don't know about you, but it's been a long year. The build's gone on more than, well, for more time than I thought it was ever going to, and it's cool to see it coming to a close. So with the seats dropped off, all the interiors here, it's all behind me somewhere. The Mini is still being worked on, but the big update will be coming on Saturday. Now Ant doesn't want to be on camera at the minute, he's quite camera shy, but I'm gonna grab him in a second and just ask him some questions and see if I can get him in front of the camera. Okay, so he doesn't want to be on camera, which is fine, but where are we with the Mini build? What are we waiting on, and what's here?
What's it? The important stuff is missing. Really, we've had to. Well, there's a couple of things I've decided to do to try and make the car sort of OEM as possible, really.
Yeah.
And I wasn't happy with the matte stretch on the drive shafts when the car was on full droop. So I've decided to go down the road of mocking some as such bit. Sort of Heath Robinson, and then send them off to an engineer to the size I wanted. So we're waiting for shafts to come back now, remanufactured to suit OEM CV joints and fit the car, sort of fit and forget really. The dash binnacle I wanted to keep as Mini, but also use the LEDs, the original LED in the Mini. But the CAN network in the clocks, it was quite difficult for me to sort of work out and get to run alongside a Honda ECU. So a friend of mine, who's a company in Telford who specialises in digital dashes, etc., etc.
Yeah.
I've given him the loom and the wiring diagram and the signals that I've got, and he's going to incorporate it into the original Mini dash for me, so we can have it all sort of stock.
Okay.
And finally, we mocked up the exhaust. It looked quite vulgar, if I'm honest, the way it was. So I'm going to mock the exhaust up, and now I've sent it off to be remanufactured with new tubular headers, etc.
Yeah.
To sort of run past away from the power steering, and again try and fit OEM so it doesn't vibrate and rattle and burn anything.
Which makes sense.
Yes, that's it really.
Tidy.
That's what we're waiting for now. Oh, as a sort of a final thing,
Radiator.
A company in D-Cell are doing that for us. I mocked one up, just again tacked it up how I wanted it, and then he's doing the headers for me. And then last final piece, we got the gear linkage to work using bits of Mini, bits of DC5, bits of Integra, and now I'm having stainless, case hardened joints put on, so less chance of failure really. Yeah. And that's what we're up to.
Sweet. Just turn the music off. Don't want to get. What do they call it when they block your music? I don't know. So that's the update. Everything, most of it, should be arriving this week. So the next video will hopefully be the starter, or at least the final stages before we can start it. I don't know, I'm just excited to see it moving along, to see how much work they're putting into it. Now I know it's taken longer than I'd hoped, but he's really going to town on trying to keep it looking as OEM as possible. I'm pulling out some stops with mates to get the right parts and not only that, the parts working correctly. One of the big things for me was to be able to drive this car to the Nürburgring. Maybe not batter it around on track like I normally would, but you know, take it there and give it a good go. And he seems to have taken that on board, and is conscious that it's not going to have the easiest of lives. It'll be looked after, but it's going to be driven fairly hard. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief update video. Please like, share and subscribe would be amazing, and I'll see you all next time.